Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Natasha and this is Free Pattern Friday, and welcome everyone. It's the weekend. I hope you've all had a lovely week, and now of course you can have a look to see if there's any free patterns that you fancy. Do let me know if there's something that you would like me to search for, just so that I can have my take on what you are looking for, just in case I might have a different opinion to you, maybe, or whatever. Then of course just let me know in the comment box and I will do my very best to search for the things that you might like to do. And of course, with it being the weekend, I hope you manage to have lots and lots of time to get some crafting done, if you're at all like me. That's the when I get the most done. I enjoy burning the candle at both ends at weekends because it's the best thing that I can do to get the maximum amount done for my lovely videos each side. So of course we just do what we can, don't we? Anyway, let's just get on with it, shall we? Grab yourself a cuppa and let's have a look. Okay, so I am going to start off with a bit of random, and then we've got a little bit of seasonal, and then we've got some wearables and some amigurumi. So this is the random household section, I would say, really, because it's things that you would have in your home, of course. But this is a game of checkers, and what better thing to do than to crochet it, and you can just roll it up and then take it everywhere with you, I suppose. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? And so there they are playing with them, and it is designed by Judy Heiss, and the board measures 22 by 22 inches, and they're using Red Heart Super Saver, but of course you can use any Aran or even DK if you want it a little bit smaller. It doesn't really make any difference. Hold on a minute, I just need to move my table, my stool, because it was resting against my leg. And so I think you could use any yarn, not necessarily Aran, if you wanted to have it a little bit smaller and use it as a travel one more so. But the crochet hook that they suggest is a 6mm, and the gauge is 8 stitches per 2.5 inches, or 14 rows for 4 inches. Check your gauge, any size hook to obtain the gauge given. Now obviously if you're using a different yarn, as we've spoke about every week, then of course you can just make sure that you're using the one that they suggest on the ball band. But the Super Saver is a medium weight, medium 4 weight yarn, and of course then really they just go straight into the pattern. There isn't really much else that you can say, or that I can tell you about the pattern really in that sense. They are suggesting that you need 1 skein of the red and 2 skeins of the black, but there's nothing to say that you can't use your own colours either. Maybe you don't like the red and the black together. Maybe you could use your favourite colours and do black and something else, or it doesn't really matter. I think you can just chop and change it. But as long as you know the single crochet and that the directions given in the brackets are the number of times specified, then I think you'll be fine. And of course the UK version of the abbreviation would be double crochet in UK terms and not single, which is American. But we seem to say that all the time, don't we, on here? So it's pretty straightforward really. And the skill level is beginner as well, but it's a Yarnspirations pattern, and I just thought it would be lots of fun for you just to have something different, and it's always nice, even as a little Christmas present or a birthday present or something, that you can actually give someone that does like to play checkers. But of course also drafts is the same, isn't it? I'm sure that any enthusiast would be really happy to have a homemade one. So that's the reason why I chose that for this week. And then I have chosen a rainbow rug. Now this is going to be lovely for a nursery or just for a child's bedroom. If they aren't mad on rainbows, then obviously it just makes a lovely homemade touch. And this is a pattern by Hobbii, and the designer is super cute design Jennifer Santos by Hobbii Design. And the information and the tips, I'll hold it up there, the information and the tips say that no strands are needed to be weaved in on this project in the beginning or the end of the colour change. The strands will work as fringes on the bottom of the carpet. When you are changing colour, make sure that you have 20 centimetres long tails in the beginning and in the end. Sorry about the light there. Took the picture away a little bit, didn't it? And they're basically saying to start with the lavender, which is obviously this one here, and to chain 20, and then of course you just work around and around, and it gets larger as you come out, and then you change colours as you go. And the fringes, they're telling you to cut 40 centimetres of strands of yarn for each colour and fold them double. Attach them to the bottom of the rug. When you have attached all the fringes, you will need you will notice that the strands you left at the, oh my goodness me, I've started again, haven't I? I'm sorry about this. Right, when you have attached all the fringes, that you will notice that the strands that you left in the beginning will blend in with all the fringes. Cut the fringes to the desired length. And that is that pattern. And I just thought I'd chuck it in there because, like I say, it just makes a lovely addition to someone that would really love to have rainbows. I know quite a few children. Obviously working in a school, you kind of get to know what they like and they don't like, and lots of children love rainbows. So I thought I'd add it just in case there was a family member or something that would love to have a rainbow rug that was homemade. So there's that one. And now I'm going to show you I keep saying again, sorry. Yarnspirations, skill level easy, designed by Marianne Forrestal. I'm sorry if I butchered it. I'll put it in the description box below. The using Red Heart Super Saver, the pattern is Circle in the Square pillows. And I thought that they were really pretty. And of course you can do them to any colour in your colour scheme if you would love to make them yourselves. You don't need to keep to the colour scheme that's there in the picture. Now I don't know that I've got problems with my phone, but the picture is rather in and out today and keeps going quite dark. I've got my lamp on, but I'm not quite sure, so do forgive me. Anyway, the gauge is 1 to 3 rounds equals 4 inches, which is 10 centimetres in diameter. They're saying Red Heart Super Saver, available in the solid colours and the multicoloured also. there's two different ones there by the look of it. So again, you can always use your own colourway. It says the circle in the square pillows. This colourful granny starts out round and then becomes a square. By just changing the order of the colours, you can crochet the perfect trio of pillows. The pillow measures 18 by 18 inches, 45.5 by 45.5 centimetres. And I do believe that that is it. There's a close-up picture of the, oh my thing, I don't know what, let me see. I think that might be a bit better. There's a picture of them. I just think they're quirky and they're very nice. Okay, so Yarnspirations, skill level easy, designed by Michelle Wilcox. We've done her patterns before, haven't we? Anyway, this is a party cupcake garland. Now I think this is perfect for birthdays, and I just think it would be really lovely to get out every single year to have a cupcake garland for someone's birthday. Really, really lovely. And there's nothing on that side, so let me have a look. Red Heart Super Saver again, available in solid colours and in multi. The garland measures 36 inches or 91 centimetres long, and for the garland braid it's just 2 rows, and the cupcake paper, you make one of each colour. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 5 of them to make, and then you do the frosting, and the top of the cupcake is a flower. Now if I show you that there like that, like I did just now, and then come down here, she'll show you the individual cupcakes, if it will focus. And so I just thought it would be really, really cute. So there is that one. Now, last week I said to you that I had been over to Black Sheep Wool's website, and they've got some free patterns on there. And I chose this one for this week, and it was a West Yorkshire Spinners signature. Now they are using 4-ply, but of course you can use any yarn you like, and it's a ginger biscuit crochet garland, and I think it looks very Christmassy, and so I just wanted to make sure that you were aware of it, just in case you hadn't actually been over there or even realised that they did do some free patterns, not just some paid for patterns. And the garland is by Anna Nico Paro Izik, I want to say. It's I know it's backwards to you, but the name is there, and I'll put it in the description box below anyway. And again, it's down there as well. And the tension is not specific or essential for this design, so that's fine. The total length of bunting is 175 centimetres or 69 inches. The tree height are 4 inches or 10 centimetres. The bauble is 6.5 centimetres or 2.5 inches. The star point to point is 6 centimetres or 2 1/3 inches. And the house height is 8 centimetres or 3 inches. Now, of course, if you're using something bigger than 4-ply, then they might work up bigger. But if you're not worried about it, I wouldn't either. So that's fine. And it is a 2 out of 5 skill level. So all in all, I think it would be lovely to have a go at. And the pattern is written using UK terminology with US conversion given in the brackets in the abbreviations list. Now that again is my favourite thing, because there's nothing worse than having to search what the stitches are if you don't actually work in the specific terms that they say. So I really love the fact that they've done both. This design is crocheted with 2 strands of yarn held together throughout. For ease, wind the ball into 2 50-gram balls. So that would be fine, wouldn't it? And even if you used a thicker one, maybe you wouldn't need to hold it double. Who knows? Just go with whatever you feel and just have a go. That's what I would say. And they're using the West Yorkshire Spinners yarn, like I've said, which is 75% wool and 25% nylon, and they suggest to use a 3.25mm hook. Now, if you're using bigger, obviously you need to use the same as what's on the ball band. And they're suggesting to use, if you do want to get the exact yarn, is nutmeg and milk bottle. I just thought it was really cute and really festive, and I just thought I would add it to my pile. Okay, so keeping with the Christmas theme, we have some another garland, which is holiday lights. And this one is using Lily Sugar and Cream, a 4mm crochet hook, and the measurements of each bulb are 3 inches or 7.5 centimeters tall. The skill level is easy, and the gauge is 15 centimeters and 16 rows to make the 4 inches or 10 centimeters required. I never worry about gauge very often, actually. For me personally, I mean, that's my own personal thing, but I don't usually worry about gauge. And the instructions for the bulb to make the front and the back exactly the same, and then you basically stitch them together. And then the top of the bulb, and then of course the cord. So it's not too bad at all. I think that's the reason why it would be a lovely easy pattern. But if you want to decorate a child's room or anything really, just put it on your Christmas tree, anything just to be a little bit of homemade festivity niceness. And so I just thought they were really lovely and colourful and thought I would add them. I'm sure you've all seen them before, but it's just basically to have a reminder really that they're there if you don't already know. And this is the same, but it's a light bulb garland of a different type, and these are the round ones, and that's using Red Heart Celebration, a ball of each of the aqua silver, blue silver, pink silver, purple silver, lime silver and gold silver. Now of course you don't need to use the same yarn as them. You just use whatever you like. If you've got yarn scraps, that would be the best thing to use, because I'm always looking for how to use up the yarn scraps that I have, so that's really nice. And the hook that you need is a 4.25. In the US it would be a G6. And a yarn needle, some fibre felt, stitch markers, and the gauge is not crucial for this project. And to note, always join with a slip stitch to the first single crochet unless otherwise specified. Use the stitch markers to keep track of rounds if desired. The finishing garland measures 45 inches and the light bulb measures 2¼ inches. And if you need the centimetres, that's 112 centimetres long by 6 centimetres by 8 centimetres for the little bulbs. And then it just explains how to do it. And I think it was a lovely picture of this wonderful snowman holding it. And that's just one example that you could do. After crocheting a snowman, of course. Anyway, that was that one. And sticking with snowmen, I couldn't not show you a snowman after that, could I now? I went over to Ravelry and found a snow an amigurumi snowman and a snowball. Aren't they just so cute? I love the little earmuffs. And of course, they've got some wonderful smiles. But this one is a pattern by Wendy Poole, and she's got a website. And so you can go over and have a look at her website, which will be, I'll put the pattern in the description box below, and then obviously it will take you there, I'm assuming, because I got this from Ravelry, but then you go along onto her website. So the yarn is just oddments of UK weight double knit yarn. She used Starcraft Special DK and a 3.5mm hook. Some amounts of the stuffing, buttons or any embellishments of your choice, eyes that can be made using buttons or beads, or even have embroidered eyes, which is always good if you've got young children, of course. And the wool type sewing needle for finishing it off. And the abbreviations are that you need to know: double crochet and double crochet 2 together with an increase, a stitch or a chain. So it's all basically straightforward and adorable to make. Oh, now I saw my camera do exactly the same again, so I'm wondering if I need to reset it. I'm sorry about that if it has made a difference, but I'm not starting again because I'm 20 minutes in. Anyway, so that was the snowman, and now I found a Santa for you, which is from Yarnspirations, and the pattern has the name of Huggable Santa Christmas Pillow by Michelle Wilcox again, and she says that the skill level is easy, and he's approximately 18 inches tall, which is 4.5 centimeters including the hat. And of course she's using Red Heart Super Saver, but any medium 4-weight yarn would be fine, or even if you wanted it a bit smaller, then just use DK. But the gauge for this, which again I don't worry about gauge when I'm making amigurumi, but if you do then that's fine, and that's 14 centimeters or 16 rows and 4 inches. The instruction notes are that the body, the head, the hat and the arms are all worked in continuous rounds, which is a spiral, with the right side always facing. Pieces are sewn together to form the Santa, working tightly so that the stuffing will not show between the stitches. To change colour, now we've said this all the time, haven't we? To change colour, you work the last two loops on the hook, and then draw the new colour through the last 2, and then proceed with the new colour. Carry colour not in use loosely up inside the work. So then it means that you don't necessarily have to cut it off and start again. Anyway, yeah, it just goes straight into the pattern then. Doesn't really say it says that you need to have a ball of each colour, which is red, a buff colour which for the hands, the colour of Aaron, which I'm assuming is for the beard and the rim of the hat, charcoal, turquoise and black. And that means that you have got then you'll do the parcel as well as the Santa. And that's basically all I can say about the pattern. So if you like the look of him, then you can go along and have a look. But I think he's adorable. Cheeky little chap. And then again, we're still going to stick with Christmas, but we're going over to Hobbii now for a little while. And the pattern is for elf sock ornaments. Now, you can hang these on the tree, or on the edge of a cupboard door, or anything really, anywhere that you would like to have them. Or you could even stuff them with sweets for little presents, especially for end of term presents, for teachers' gifts and different things. And I just think it would be lovely, because even when the sweets are gone, or even you could, no, even if you didn't want to put sweets in, you could put stitch markers for crafters, or you could do little tiny things for teachers' gifts, like little rubbers and different things, just, you know, to help with the teaching thing, just, you know, to give something for their desk or anything. And I just think it would be lovely if you didn't want to just put sweets in there, but of course it's completely up to you. But I think it would be lovely to give a homemade gift, and then they'll be able to use it, and they can hang it in their classroom or even on their own trees. So that's the reason why I have chosen that today, and they are called elf socks. And the design, I'm not even going to say who's designed it, because I'm going to butcher it because I can't read it. But that is it. I know it's backwards for you, but I will put it in the description box below. They're using cotton yarn, but again, if you don't want to use cotton, then you could use DK. And the height without the loop is 2.2 inches or 5.5 centimeters, and the length is exactly the same. The pattern information is: decorating a Christmas tree is a nice and joyful moment, but it will give you even more. It will be even more if the crocheter hangs his art right. Elf socks will decorate the tree wonderfully. You could also make several socks in different colourways without the hanging loop, and simply place them on your table to create pretty decorations, or crochet other pattern ornaments from Hobbii or Hobbii to create the prettiest garland. The pattern is beginner friendly, and of course they use hashtags, and there's a link for the yarn. And you need to know slip stitch, single crochet, chain, and an increase. So it's all straightforward and looks very, very pretty, considering it's such a simple pattern. So there is that one. And now we're going to still stick with the decorations, but of course these are a little bit different, and they're called picture ornaments. And this is by Daisy Girl Crochet, and the designer is Maggie Truntle. Aren't they pretty? Just something a little bit different. And again, they're using cotton, but I don't see why it wouldn't work up very nicely in a DK for yarn weight, but it's up to you, of course. And the width is 7.6 centimeters or 3 inches, and the length is 10 centimeters or 4 inches. The pattern information for this is that the pattern is inspired by the hard candies that have little drawings on them. Here, there are 3 ornaments: a rose, a Christmas tree, and some cherries. The pattern includes the pictures to explain how to change colour and how to crochet a cluster stitch for the cherry ornament. The front and back sides of the ornament are identical, so they are simple to join. A small amount of filling is placed inside the ornaments. There's hashtags for social media, so you can just basically tag them like we've said before, and there is a link for the yarn. And then of course, if you've got any questions about the pattern, then all you need to do is email them with the pattern's name and number, and they will help you out. So if you get stuck, don't worry, basically. And I just thought I would show you those because it's something different, and I like to give a little bit of variety, just so that if it doesn't suit one person, it would suit the other. Well, that's what I'm hoping anyway. So there's that one. And now we're going to come to the wearables. Now we're going to stick I'm going to stick with Hobbii because I found one on Hobbii as well, and that's called the Buttercup Beanie, and it's by Baby Crochet Design. And this one, I love the double pom-poms, aren't they so cute? It just looks like such a lovely simple stitch and is so effective. Now then, we have materials. They're saying to use daffodil or ginger. You just need one skein of both, but of course if the hat colour doesn't matter, you can change it, can't you? It's easy. And they are suggesting to use a 3mm and a 4mm hook with a wool needle, a pom-pom maker approximately 5.5 centimeters or 2.25 inches for the preemie to the 0 to 3, or a pom-pom maker approximately 275 inches for the 3 to 3, oh my lord, 3 to 6 months to the 1 year to 4 year size. And they're saying to use Hobbii Arcade. I can't read it, but anyway, it's a DK weight, and it is a CACIA. Anyway, the gauge is 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters, which is 4 by 4 inches, and it's 21 half double crochets to 12 rows for the gauge. And the preemie size, which is newborn to 0.3 or 3 to 6 months to 6 to 12 months, or 1 to 4 years. And the measurements are all there, and of course the ones that are in the brackets are the ones that correspond to the number and the size on there, so that's fine. And the pattern information is that the cute beanie with festive pom-poms and different textures. There's hashtags for social media, there's a yarn, link to the yarn if you want to purchase it, and the abbreviations are single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, slip stitch and back loop only. And of course the 2 stars means that it's repeat from the first star to the last star. And if you have any questions about the pattern, then of course you can email support. As long as you tell them what the pattern is called and give them the number, then they'll be happy to help you. Right, so sticking with wearables still. We've got 3 more wearables. One is the Pom Palm Shawl, and I wanted to show this one because I know a lot of shawls look the same, but I just thought the edging was different on this one, and I know it's easy. It just looks like there is lots of different stitches as well, so it makes it nice to do, and it won't be quite so mundane if you're doing just the same all the way along. Oh, excuse me. The skill level is intermediate. The crochet hooks are 4mm and 5mm. The yarn is the Manarola, and you need 4 skeins of it, which is fine because you know you can just look at the yardage and just use any yarn you like if you don't really want to use the same as what they've got. But there is a link to the yarn if you want to purchase it, and the abbreviations are stitch, chain, double crochet, treble crochet, a turning chain, puff stitch, and take the yarn around the hook and put through the stitch. Pull the yarn along through the stitch, take yarn around the hook and pull the yarn through the 2 loops on the hook 5 times in the same stitch, and then put yarn over and pull through the yarn through all 6 loops, and that's how you make the puff stitch. But I thought it was really pretty, and so I wanted to show you it. Oh, and there is a video for the technique of a magic ring if you don't know, and there's a link there for that. And then sticking with Hobbii for the last time, for the wearables anyway, it's a crochet pattern, and I love this shawl. I really love it, and I will be putting it on my list because it's something so unique, and I don't know whether I'd struggle with it, but it's definitely going on my list because it's very pretty. I love the colour, I love everything about it. And the crochet pattern is called Heart of Gold Textured Triangle Wrap. The designer is Rosanna Murray, and it's by Garland, and it's autumn 2024. Now I'm going to show you, and it's so pretty. Let me just see if you can, if I lift up my light, if it's going to play ball. It is just lovely. I mean, it's quite random having corn, ears of corn on there, but it just is something else. I looked at it and thought, wow, that is so pretty. So I'm really interested in this one. And there's a hashtag for social media, and a link for the yarn. The gauge is 21 stitches over and 21 rows, which equals 10 centimeters or 4 inches over a single crochet using 2.5mm hook after blocking. And the yarn they used is Hobbii Pom Palm garland, and it's Heart of Gold. You need 14 balls, but I don't think the balls are very big at all. I think they're only, yes, they are worsted weight, and it's 70% cotton, 30% alpaca, and they are only 50-gram balls. So all in all, really, you need 6 balls if you're using 100 grams of whatever yarn you want to use. But I just love the pattern. It's so lovely, and I wanted to share it. The pattern information is Heart of Gold is turned, creating a defined right side and wrong side. To create the textured surface, cable crochet is used. A modified front post stitch is used to create the wheat texture, and notes for each of these stitches can be found in the stitch notes. And it measures 168 centimeters, which is 68 inches, by 73.5 centimeters, which is 29 inches. So basically it's 66 by 29 inches. 2.5mm hook. Always use the hook size that will result in the correct gauge after blocking, and they suggest that you have a tapestry needle handy. But I just wanted to make sure that it was there just in case it entered your list of to-dos, because it just is something else. Okay, so this is the last shawl pattern. They all seem to be shawls this time, don't they? I just kind of went shawl bonkers, I think. Anyway, pretty filigree crochet shawl. They use Peyton's Lincoln Fog, and it's again 4 balls of it, which is 100-gram balls, 6mm crochet hook, and the skill level is easy, and it measures 60 inches wide, 30 inches deep. The gauge is 11 single crochets and 13 rows to 4 inches or 10 centimeters. And the instruction notes are that you chain 2 at the beginning of the rows. It does not count as a half double crochet. Chain 3 at the beginning of rows that do count as the double crochets. Move the marker to each center, chain 3 space, and see the diagram on page 2. Now there's a diagram for those of you that like the diagrams. And it goes straight into the pattern, so there isn't really very much to say about that. But I like the fact that you have the different stitches and then like the clusters in between, and I just thought that looked really, really pretty. And much the same as my kaleidoscope behind me, you have like different stitches, but it was just kind of 3 or 4 rows or 5 rows of each thing before it changed, so it just kept being interesting, and I think that would have the same. So that was another one that entered my list very quickly, just to have a go and see really. And I suppose you could adapt it, that stitch, to a cowl or anything really. You don't really need to do a shawl if you don't want to, but again, it was a really lovely pattern, which I quite like, and I like V-stitches as well, so I just wanted to share it. And they the yarn that is Lincoln Fog, if you do want to use the same, is a bulky weight 5, but if you want something lighter, then you can just use a different yarn. And now I have got some amigurumi for you, and there is 1, 2, 3, I've got 4 patterns, and we'll stick with Yarnspirations for now, seeing as I'm doing that. And I found a Rocketship and Alien to crochet. Now I think this would be a lovely gift for any little person that, or even big people alike, but any little person that loves aliens and rockets and different things. And when I saw it, I thought that would be just really lovely, something different to crochet, and it would make a lovely gift or part of a gift for Christmas. And they're using Red Heart amigurumi textures, and they're just saying it's 1 ball, which is 100 grams, a 2.25 crochet hook, and they give you the instructions for the rocket ship, and it's all quite well detailed. And the alien, the measurement of the rocket ship is 6.5 inches long, or 16.5 centimeters, and the alien is 5 inches or 12.5 centimeters tall. The gauge is 22 single crochets and 24 rows to make 4-inch gauge. And the instructions for the rocket ship is green is colour A, yellow is colour B, blue is colour C, and fuzzy pink is D. Again, if you don't like those colours, you can always change them to whatever colours you like. And the notes are the booster rockets and booster rocket frames are worked separately and sewn together. And the frames are cylindrical pieces that hold booster rockets on the rocket ship and are fitted with a small length of plastic drinking straw to provide rigidity. Just to make it rigid, basically. Don't know why I can't say that word today. The clear spaceship dome, which is the porthole, is created from half of a fillable clear plastic ornament. It is connected to the spaceship with crochet edging that is glued around the bottom edge of the dome using strong craft glue or cement. Space Alien and nose cone featured are glued to a toothpick and then inserted and glued in place on the rocket ship. Before beginning the separate different colour sections of the yarn as... Oh, and I didn't... Did I? Oh, I didn't realise that I hadn't printed the second page. But it'll all be on there anyway when you click onto it. and they're saying that they're using that the amigurumi textures is a super fine one weight. So I always use DK and it works up bigger, but then it doesn't matter. And all of mine are absolutely fine, and they are all up there, as you will have seen through my videos during the week. And so if you aren't comfortable with using fine yarn, don't worry, just use your own. It'll just work up bigger. So that is one thing. Then I came across some Angry Birds. So if there's any Angry Birds fans out there, look at those. I just thought they were super cute. And of course I added them to my list. So this is Benedict and Bertie, the crochet birds. These birds usually are sweet, but right now they can't decide what to have for dinner, seeds or worms. Hopefully they will choose soon and feel a bit less grumpy. So it's using Red Heart amigurumi again, a Susan Bates hook of 3.5mm. You need some stuffing and a yarn needle. The Red Heart amigurumi is a one weight, which is fine. We just talked about that anyway. But of course, if you don't want to use that, then you can use any of your usual stuff. The birds measured 3.5 inches. Well, of course, it will be different if you're using different yarn, but don't worry. The special stitches are single crochet 2 together. And the notes before beginning is separate different colour sections of yarn as follows. Pop the centre colour out. So it must be a mixed yarn, because it's saying for you to pop the centre colour out by pushing gently on the centre of the ball, and then it comes out intact. So I will leave you to read that when you click onto the pattern. Don't worry about it if you're not using a specific one. You just choose what colours you like, and then when you see head and body or whatever, then you can just follow the colour that you want for that, and then the beak X amount. So don't worry too much if you're not using the same yarn. What else have I got to tell you? Single crochet, double crochet, and working in the brackets for the number of times that are specified is all really that you need to know for this one, so it's not too bad. But there is some close-up photos there. Let me see if I can, there, look. I love the hair, and I love the fact that they just look so grumpy. So that is there, if there is any fans of the Angry Birds. And then we just have 2 more left, and one is a Halloween, Heather and Tinker. And this is going to be my last Halloween thing to show you, because obviously it's getting rather close now, and I'm not sure whether anyone would have time to crochet it if I put ideas up any closer to the time. So here is the witch and her little ghost friend. The design is One Crafty Magpie on Hobbii, and the measurements of the fairy without the hat is 7.9 inches, and the height of the ghost without the hat is 2.3 inches. The pattern information is meet Heather the Halloween fairy and her, I called her a witch though, didn't I? It's a fairy apparently. Meet the Heather the Halloween fairy and her cheeky friend Tinker the ghost. This pattern is perfect if you already have got some crochet skills and enjoy crafting adorable characters. It's all about fun and creativity. Grab a pattern, prepare your hook and yarn, and start making this charming Halloween duo. The pattern contains a photo guide. There's hashtags for social media, a yarn link, the questions, if you have any, to the support team is all noted there, and they are using cotton, Friends Cotton 8/4. But again, use your favourite yarn. Use the yarn you're comfortable with if you really need to. Don't worry about it, because I wouldn't want you to go to the expense if if you didn't really need to, if you've already got your favourite in stock, you're still using their pattern, and I think it is, all the patterns are lovely. That it's only a suggestion for them because it's their own patterns to use the yarn that they suggest, so don't worry too much. And it's a 2.25 hook and black super 6mm safety eyes and 8mm safety eyes. Some fibre fill, a yarn needle, stitch marker, sewing pins, scissors and fabric glue, which is optional. So there you are. I love the little ghost. I think he is super, super cute. So there's that one. And then last but by no means least, of course, we are ending on a Hobbii pattern, and it is a peek-a-pow pattern, and it's Bruno the Squirrel. Hello Bruno, look at him, isn't he lovely? Of course I have to share all these because they're so lovely. And again, there's going to be hashtags for social media, there's a link for the yarn, you can message them on the support team with the pattern and the number if you need any help. They're suggesting to use Friends Cotton 8/6 for this one. And a 2.75 crochet hook with two safety eyes of 8mm, some stuffing and a tapestry needle and stitch markers. And it says that the pattern information, Bruno the Squirrel, is an intermediate project worked in continuous spiral. To keep track of the rounds, you may use a stitch marker or a safety pin to mark the beginning of the round. The head and the body are worked in a single piece, and Bruno Squirrel also has one accessory, a hood with a scarf. Remember that it's always advisable to give the entire pattern a read before starting crocheting, and most importantly, be patient with yourself. But I just had to show you because he's my favourite so far, I think. At least he is this week. Isn't he just so cute? Really, really cute. I love his bushy tail and everything. So I just had to show you. And that is the end of Free Pattern Friday. I am really, really pleased that you have stuck with me all this time through my Friday videos. If you have came right to the end with me, thank you so much. And of course I will put it in the description box below for all of the things that I have shown you today. And keep letting me know what your favourite is. Let me know if you want me to search anything, like I said at the beginning, or even if these videos suit you all, because if they don't, then I can always find something different. I started this at the beginning just trying to put my take on the free patterns, just so that people know they're out there, because not everyone's got time to search. And of course, when there's new things coming in, you kind of get bogged down, don't you, by lots of designers saying, oh, you know, and lots of websites having new ones and what have you, and I just love to share them. But if it's not going to work anymore, then of course I can just change it around and do something else. So just let me know in the comments. I know that I've had some really, really lovely comments, and I know that I had one comment from last week who said that it was really lovely of me to share the patterns, but would it be so difficult for me not to turn the camera around so that the patterns read the right way, so that everyone else could see what it says rather than it being backwards? If I turn my phone around so that it's not landscape but it's portrait, then I have black. You will just have a very slim video with it being black on the sides, and then it doesn't look very good, and it's just too much, and it just, I don't know that my phone would play up even more, considering I've had trouble with it if I keep altering it to change it up the wrong way and things, when I can just put them in the description what's below. The pictures you can work out anyway, and of course I can, you can just go along, and if the pattern isn't for you once you've seen it on their own websites wherever they are, then of course you don't need to have them. But I just like to share what I like and what I've seen in case anyone else likes it, and it's not going to be to everyone's taste, and I understand that, but I'm just trying to do my best really, and share the love for free patterns, because not everyone's got lots of money to buy them. I personally like to give it a mix and do some free ones, and of course I buy them as well, just so that I can be supportive. But of course it's not for everyone, and I just want to shove an abundance of free patterns there, just in case someone goes, well actually yes, I do like that, and then it saves them from actually searching for it themselves, or maybe they like it and they wouldn't have even dreamed of searching for it, and that's my aim really. So I am trying my best, and I do hope that you still support me and support my channel, because I really love to do it and I love to share everything about it, and I don't think I would ever be without it anymore. But as for changing things up and doing things differently, then of course I'm open to it, because you've got to sit here and watch me, of course, haven't you? So I'm quite happy if you aren't happy and you want me to change things around. I don't mind. Whilst I'm talking about that, there is something new coming on a Wednesday. Well, at least for another video during the week. I'm not quite sure whether it will be the Wednesday or not, but yeah, there is a new something coming, but I'm not gonna tell you about it now because it will spoil it. But there's something in the pipeline, so keep your eyes peeled. I'm going to go because I've waffled enough. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I will see you all again on Monday, and I will show you everything that I've been up to this week. So take care everyone. Love to you all. Thank you for supporting me, and don't forget to comment, keep the thumbs up, and subscribe. It's free. I love to have new subscribers, and I really love to hear from you all. So just keep on coming, and I will be forever grateful. Take care everyone. Love you all. Bye.